Hey everybody, today's project is getting these wheels off of the XT250 so I can change the tires. Stay tuned. Okay, first thing we're going to have to do is, it's pretty simple. I'm just going to loosen this nut, and I'm going to have to hold on to the bolt on the other side, the axle. But I'm going to notice that the bike is on its tires. It's not all its weight is on the wheels. That's because if I put it up on the stand, that it'll be unstable. So I get everything loosened up while it's stable on the ground. Alright, so one of the things about this bike has never had its wheels off, so you're going to have to put a little muscle into it to kind of break the, you heard it pop a little bit. I always like to use a little persuader. Alright, so I'm not going to take that all the way out, not until I get the bike up on the stand. Alright, now let's do the rear. Okay, with the jack stands under the swing arm, the bike's still a little wobbly, but it should do the job okay. It's just, this is just for added security. And so the rear axle, I've already loosened it. What I need now is to, got an adjustable wrench. I know that's typically you don't want to use an adjustable, but this axle, I'll show you in a minute, doesn't really have a nut at the end. It's just a kind of got flat sides on the end of the axle. Okay, and it's the first time I've had the wheels off of this bike. So I'm gonna put my foot under the wheel to just take some of the load off. And the axle comes out. The weight goes on the front tire. It's not a big problem. And make sure to keep the axle out of the dirt. No need to do anything with the brake. I should have gloves on. You just pull the chain off and hook it right over here so it doesn't get in the dirt also. Okay, so see the parts? This is the adjuster. See all the numbers on it. That's for getting both sides on the right. And you got spacers. Just take those out so we don't lose them. Both sides. And then I just ease the wheel out. Now, one thing you want to do when you have your wheel out is you want to just, without a dirty hand, make sure your bearings are good and they're not binding. Well, that one's a little tight. Check the other side. And this one's kind of tight too, so let's double check those before I put everything back together. Now, back to the front wheel. Now that everything's loose. And we do want to make sure that the bike doesn't tip or anything. So, I'll take before I take the nut completely off, I like to keep it on there as a way to tap it. If you ever need to use a hammer, don't hammer on the threads. Hammer on the end of the nut. Okay, again, I'm going to lift up, just take a bit of the load off. I'm just going to pull out the axle. Again, I'm going to find a place to put it so that it's not in the dirt. Put it right here for now. And then again with the care so that the bike doesn't. There we go. The bike feels fairly stable. And then there's the front wheel. So same thing. Got spacers. Check the bearings. You know, that bearing is moving nicely. And so is this one. So I'm going to check those rear bearings while I got the wheels off. Alright, so that's that. Hope that was helpful.